Datta, Sri Guru Datta. Jai Guru Datta, Sri Guru Datta. Jai Guru Datta, Sri Guru Datta. Jai Guru Datta, Sri Guru Datta. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyaya Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narasimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Shri Ganapati Satchidananda Sadgurubhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Guru Datta and welcome to Datta Arpanam with your hosts Rishi Nirvan Baru
and Ravita Singh. Jai Guru Datta, Swagatam, and thank you for tuning in to Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music and teachings of His Holiness Parama Pujya Dr. Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji of Avadhuta Dattapitam in Mysuru. Today's program begins with the offering of pranams, gratitude and this invocation prayer at the sacred feet of beloved Sadgurudeva Pujya Shri Swamiji, as this program, possible only through His divine grace, is offered to him.
Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyaya Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narasimha Saraswati, Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Ganapati Guru Mekam Satchidananda Rupam, Vibudhanivaha Sevyam Yoga Margadhirudham, Sharanamupagatanam Ati Sanghadivajram, Mama Hridaya Nivasam Bhakti Namro Namami. Once again, Swagatam, and thank you for tuning in to this morning's edition of Datta Arpanam. Today's program is being brought to you through the kind courtesy of Valini's Drug Mart Limited of 58 to 60 Sutton Street, San Fernando, Debe Supermart Limited of 182 SS Erin Road, Debe, Coquier Supermart Limited of 14 Naparima Miaro Road, San Fernando, and Samtron Insurance Brokers Limited of 1126 SS Erin Road, Debe, and 225 Southern Main Road, Warrenville, Cunupia.
Yesterday, January 14th, was a very auspicious day. Not only was it the birth anniversary of Pujya Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji, but it was also Makara Sankranti Day, the day when the sun begins its northward journey. And here, when it is said that the sun begins its northward journey, what is really meant is that the sun god begins his northward journey. He enters the Makara Rashi and grants auspiciousness. On Makara Sankranti Day, changes occur in the planets, and this is when the sacred phase known as Uttarayana begins.
The word Sankranti refers to any day when the sun passes from one sign of the zodiac to another, or from one Rashi to another. But Makara Sankranti specifically refers to the day on which the sun enters the house called Makara or Capricorn.
But another meaning of that word Sankranti is meeting together or union. So on today's delayed celebration of Makara Sankranti, how blessed we all are to be meeting together via the airwaves. How blessed we are to have the opportunity to engage in a practice which is known to help us to recognize our oneness or our union with the Lord. How blessed we are too as we prepare to look at today's Shatashloki Ramayana Shloka, join in Nama Sankirtanam. So please open the Bhajanmala app or visit the website www.bhajanmala.com. Enter Bhajan ID number 54 and join Pujya Appaji as he worships Lord Ganapati through song.
हे गणप हे नकप हे त्रिभुवनप हे गणप हे नकप हे त्रिभुवनप हे विपुल कृपा पालय गणप हे विपुल कृपा पालय गणप हे गणप हे नकप हे त्रिभुवनप हे विपुल कृपा पालय गणप पालय गणप शिवसुत हे गुहयुत हे श्रुति विनुत हे शिवसुत हे गुहयुत हे श्रुति विनुत हे गजमुख हे स्थिर सुख हे विनत सखा हे गजमुख हे स्थिर सुख हे विनत सखा करुणया मयि सदा स्मितमुखो भवेश करुणया मयि सदा स्मितमुखो भवेश हे गणप हे नकप हे त्रिभुवनप हे विपुल कृपा पालय गणप पालय गणप विदित पावन पद हे प्रमितरतम योग विदित पावन पद हे प्रमितरतम भक्ति विदित दिव्य हृदय में दिश दिशताम भक्ति विदित दिव्य हृदय में दिश दिशताम सचिदानंद ददपदा प्रदिश में कृपांते सचिदानंद ददपदा प्रदिश में कृपांते कृपांते हे गणप हे नकप हे त्रिभुवनप हे गणप हे नकप हे त्रिभुवनप हे विपुल कृपा पालय गणप हे विपुल कृपा पालय गणप हे गणप हे नकप हे त्रिभुवनप हे विपुल कृपा पालय गणप पालय गणप पालय गणप
A beautiful start to a beautiful day and a beautiful week. You were just listening to the divine voice of Lord Ganapati's namesake, Paramapujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji, as he rendered that self-composed bhajan glorifying that elephant-faced Lord here on Datta Arpanam. Thank you for tuning in to today's program, which is coming to you on 103.1 FM through the grace of Pujya Appaji, and thanks to the sponsorship by Samtran Insurance Brokers Limited, Debe Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited.
As was mentioned earlier, yesterday Puja Sri 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 Datta Vijayananta Tirtha Swamiji celebrated his birthday. Yesterday was 46 years since the world was blessed with that divine incarnation who, named Harshavardhana Sharma at birth, was born to Subramanyam and Saraswati.
So, if he was named Harshavardhana Sharma at birth, how come he is known as Pujya Sri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji, and he is also known as Sri Bala Swamiji? Well, stay tuned to Datta Arpanam and you will hear the story behind the origin of these names.
First though, let us join in worshipping Mother Goddess. As we celebrate Puja Sri Balaswamiji's birthday on Datta Arpanam today, let us join together and worship the mother after whom his mother was named. Let us worship Saraswati Devi through another beautiful composition of Parama Puja Sri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji's. Please open the Bhajanmala app or website once again. This time enter Bhajan ID number 2139 and join in offering respects to Saraswati Devi, the one whose Bij mantra, as the bhajan says, is Aim.
Sadhara Saraswati Giram Devata Brahmani Bhamati. Sadhara Saraswati Giram Devata Brahmani Bhamati. Brahmani Bhamati, Brahmani Bhamati. Sadhara Saraswati Giram Devata Brahmani Bhamati. Sadhara Saraswati Giram Devata Brahmani Bhamati. Brahmani Bhamati, Brahmani Bhamati. Varohanam nava kshetre daho vrane. Varohanam nava kshetre daho vrane. Kshetre daho vrane. Bhuyada venktasya mematim nityadi devate. Bhuyada venktasya Mematim nityedi devate. Bhuyada venktasya mematim nityedi devate. Bhuyada venktasya mematim nityedi devate. Sadhara Saraswati Gira Devata Brahmani Bhamati. Sadhara Saraswati Gira Devata Brahmani Bhamati. Brahmani Bhamati, Brahmani Bhamati. Aim Bijavasini Sadvidyadagini. Aim Bijavasini Sadvidyadagini. Sarvadharasi Devi Desika Satchidanandini. Sarvadharasi Devi Desika Satchidanandini. Sarvadharasi Devi Desika Satchidanandini. Sarvadharasi Devi Desika Satchidanandini. Sadhara Saraswati Gira Brahmani Bhamati. Sadhara Saraswati Gira Brahmani Bhamati. Sadhara Saraswati Giram Devata Brahmani Bhamati. Sadhara Saraswati Giram Devata Brahmani Bhamati. Brahmani Bhamati, Brahmani Bhamati. Varohanam nava kshetre dahorane. Varohanam nava kshetre dahorane. Kshetre dahorane. Bhuyada vesitasya मतिं नित्येति देवते भूयादावेशितास्य मे मतिं नित्येति देवते भूयादावेशितास्य मे मतिं नित्येति देवते भूयादावेशितास्य मे मतिं नित्येति देवते सरस्वती गिरा देवता ब्रह्माणि वामती ऐं बीजवासिनी सद्विद्यादायिनी ऐं बीजवासिनी सद्विद्यादायिनी सद्विद्यादायिनी सर्वाधारासि देवी देशिका सच्चिदानन्दिनी सर्वाधारासि देवी देशिका सर्वाधारासि देवी देशिका सच्चिदानन्दिनी सर्वाधारासि देवी देशिका सच्चिदानन्दिनी सागरा सरस्वती गिराम देवता ब्रह्माणि वामती सागरा सरस्वती गिराम देवता ब्रह्माणि वामती ब्रह्माणि भामती ब्रह्माणि भामती हरे ब्रह्माणि भामती ब्रह्माणि भामती
May Goddess Saraswati, the goddess of learning, illumine for all the path towards the most supreme knowledge of all, the knowledge of Paramatman, the knowledge of the Self.
And of course, that light is seen only when darkness, the darkness of ignorance, is removed. May Guru, the remover of such darkness, bless all of creation.
You are tuned in to Datta Arpanam, which is coming to you on 103.1 FM through the grace of His Holiness, the present day Avadhuta of Lord Dattatreya, Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji, and thanks to the sponsorship by his Seva Kartas, Samtran Insurance Brokers Limited, Debe Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited.
Yesterday, January 14th, 2023, was 46 years since Harsha Vardhana Sharma was born to Puja Sri Swamiji's youngest sister Saraswati. Around the start of the year 2000, 22-year-old Sri Harsha diverted most of his attention to the study of the science of Vedanta. As Puja Appaji closely followed Sri Harsha's progress, thoughts of making him the heir apparent to Datta Pitam started getting stronger.
But being both practical and an expert in administrative matters, Puja Sri Swamiji wanted to ensure that his millions of devotees worldwide would agree with his decision. On the one hand, he wanted to polish Sri Harsha further, but he also wanted others to understand the method of selecting an heir. So, before giving Sri Harsha the Sannyasa Diksha, or the vow of becoming a sannyasi, Puja Appaji decided to give him a private initiation just for the time being.
This private initiation took place on the 16th of June 2000 at the Saptarishi Lake in Haridwar. Appaji made a special trip to the lake and personally bathed Sri Harsha Sharma. Later on in the ceremony, Puja Sri Swamiji presented Sri Harsha with a yellow Diksha Vastram and blessed him with Mantra Diksha. Vedic scholars offered their blessings. Appaji explained that this was the initial phase of Sannyasa Diksha and that it was known as Datta Diksha.
It was at this stage that Appaji instructed that all devotees should, at all times from that point onwards, start addressing Sri Harsha Sharma as Bala Swami Guru, which means Junior Swamiji. So never feel that by using the name Sri Bala Swamiji or the title Sri Bala Swamiji that any disrespect is implied. Not at all. As you just heard, the name Bala Swamiji was actually the name given to Sri Harsha Sharma at Datta Diksha.
So now we know how the name Sri Bala Swamiji came about. But we also know that Sri Bala Swamiji is called Sri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji. So where did this name come from? Well, on the 29th of May 2004, in the early hours of the morning, the rituals for Sri Bala Swamiji's Sannyasi Diksha were conducted at the Saptarishi Sarovar at Avadhuta Dattapitam in Mysuru. It was at this ceremony that Appaji announced Sri Bala Swamiji's new name.
A true sannyasi who has renounced everything should also renounce his name, said Appaji. But for day-to-day transactions, everyone needs the identity of a name. So, Appaji then announced that Sri Bala Swamiji would now be known as Sri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji.
The word Jaya was taken from Sri Swamiji's mother's and also Sri Bala Swamiji's maternal grandmother's name, Sri Jayalakshmi Mata.
The word Ananda in his name was taken from Sri Swamiji's own name, Ganapati Satchidananda.
Tirtha was taken from the name of Narahari Tirtha Swami, Sri Swamiji's father and Sri Bala Swamiji's maternal grandfather. But also that word Tirtha means nectar or amrit.
And the word Datta, said Appaji, takes predominance over all other names.
So, we see from Appaji's careful choosing of a name for Sri Bala Swamiji that when we even just say the name Sri Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji, we are paying respect to Sadguru's lineage, because we are paying respects to Lord Dattatreya, both of Appaji's parents, and to Appaji as well. Such a beautiful name for such a beautiful incarnation of divinity.
Absolutely. But then again, anything that Appaji does is beautiful. Just look at his bhajans, for example. Vedanta put the song in such unique and beautiful ways.
Let us revel in such beauty now as we join together once again for another bhajan. You just heard that in Sri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji's name, the name Datta takes predominance over all other names. Well, let thoughts of Lord Datta take dominance over all other thoughts as you bring your focus to that Lord now and sing his praises. Please open the Bhajanmala app or website to Bhajan ID number 122 and sing along. Be a participant in this interactive hour of devotion.
The bhajan says, Datta, you are mother and father. You are my relative and friend. Give me shelter at your feet and shower your grace upon me. Datta, you are the savior of the helpless, the beginning and the end of the universe. You are the creator, sustainer, and destroyer. O Lord, give me shelter at your feet and shower your grace upon me. Bless me with truth, knowledge, and bliss, O purifier of the fallen, the one who bestows life to his devotees. Once again, everyone, the bhajan ID number for this gem of a bhajan is 122. So, as you heard Rishi urge a little while ago, sing along, participate, offer worship during this auspicious Sandhya hour.
माता पिता तुम ही मेरे बंधु सखा। तुम ही माता पिता तुम ही मेरे शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से।
शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से।
दत्ता तुम ही माता पिता, तुम ही मेरे बंधु सखा।
दत्ता तुम ही माता पिता, तुम ही मेरे बंधु सखा।
शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से।
शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से।
तुम ही दीन दाता जग के आदि जग के अंत। दत्त तुम ही दीन दाता जग के आदि जग के अंत। शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से।
शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से।
दत्त तुम ही माता पिता, तुम ही मेरे
बंधु सखा। दत्त तुम ही माता पिता, तुम ही मेरे बंधु सखा। शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से। शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से।
तुमहि विष्णु तुमहि महादेव तुमहि प्रभु। ब्रह्म तुमहि विष्णु तुमहि महादेव तुमहि प्रभु। शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से।
शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से। दत्त तुमहि माता पिता, तुमहि मेरे बंधु सखा। दत्त तुमहि माता पिता, तुमहि मेरे बंधु सखा। शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से। शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से।
पतित पावन भक्तों के जीवन धन। सच्चिदानंद पतित पावन भक्तों के जीवन धन, भक्तों के जीवन धन। शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से।
शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से। दत्त तुमहि माता पिता, तुमहि मेरे बंधु सखा। दत्त तुमहि माता पिता, तुमहि मेरे बंधु सखा। शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से। शरण शरण मुझको देना अपनी कृपा से।
अपनी कृपा से।
Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji, the one who composed and rendered that divine composition, will be in Trinidad later this year. And not only that, listeners, but Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji, who, as you heard a little while ago, is the heir apparent to Avadhuta Dattapitam, will also be in Trinidad.
Pujapaji will be arriving on March 25th and he will be leaving on April 10th. During his visit, the Maharudra Yagam, which was postponed due to the pandemic, will be taking place. So be sure to save those dates. Once again, it's March 25th to April 10th of this year, so not too far away at all.
As you can imagine, preparations are well underway for this Yagam and for this dual visit. So, if you would like to contribute in any way, it does not have to be financial, although that too is welcomed, But if you would like to help clean, wash, paint, or do any other jobs in preparation for this spiritually uplifting event, please contact the Datta Yoga Center in Karapichaima, the home of the 85-foot Lord Hanuman Murti, and someone there will give you more information. The contact number for the ashrama is 218-1182. Once again, that's 218-1182.
Alternatively, you can contact Mr. Ramesh Prag, a trustee at the ashrama, at 684-1495, and he too can provide you with any information you seek. So again, those numbers are Datta Yoga Center in Karapichaima at 218-1182 and Mr. Ramesh Prag at 684-1495.
As more information becomes available on, for example, the dates for the different programs, it will be shared on Datta Arpanam. So be sure to continue to tune in every Sunday at 6 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time, right here on 103.1 FM.
And now everyone, Shatashloki Ramayanam. As many of you would know, Pujya Appaji's teachings on Shatashloki Ramayanam have formed the basis for contemplation on Datta Arpanam for the past many months. Having looked at Shloka 90 of those 100 verses on last week's show, today we move on to Shloka 91. So please open the Bhajanmala app or website once again. This time enter Stotra ID number 2295. Scroll down to Shloka number 91 and chant along with Pujya Appaji.
Naputramaranam kinchit drakshanti purushaha kvachit naryasya vidhava nityam bhavishyanti pativrataha.
Through this 91st shloka of Shatashloki Ramayanam, Valmiki Maharishi, who is poetically retelling the story told to him by his guru Narada Maharishi, says that during Rama's reign over Ayodhya, Purushaha, men, na, would not, drakshyanti, see, putra maranam, the death of their own son, kvachit, anywhere, na kinchit, not even a little. Naryascha, women, avidhava, were not widowed. Nityam, always. Bhavishyanti, they would be. Pativrataha, chaste and devoted to their husbands.
Looking more cohesively at the meaning now, the 91st shloka of Shatashloki Ramayanam says that during Rama's rule, no son died before his father. No woman ever became a widow. Every woman was a pativrata. In other words, every woman was chaste.
Pujya Sri Swamiji says that witnessing or even hearing about Rama's coronation or his Pattabhisheka is very auspicious and special. So how fortunate we are that during the study of Pujya Appaji's teachings on the 90th shloka of Shatashloki Ramayanam last week, we heard about that coronation.
The entire Ramayana was composed by Maharishi Valmiki. It is the Adi Kavya. In other words, Ramayana is the first poetic composition. Sage Valmiki took the 24 syllables of the sacred Gayatri mantra and composed 1,000 shlokas for each syllable. This is how Srimad Ramayanam came to have 24,000 shlokas.
Rishis have classified each Veda into two divisions. The first part, or the Purva, is known as Samhita, and the second part, the Uttara Bhaga, is known as Brahmana.
The Upanishads are also a part of the Vedas. They preach the path of knowledge or Jnana Marga, while the Samhitas preach the path of action or Karma Marga.
Details that pertain to the three stages or the three ashramas of life. In other words, information pertaining to the Brahmacharya or student, Grahastha or householder, and Vanaprastha or retired stages of life are detailed in the path of action or karma marga,
while Jnana Marga preaches those topics that pertain to detachment or vairagya.
And in case you're wondering what all of this has to do with Ramayanam, well, Ramayana also goes by the name Ramayana Samhita. This is because it teaches the various paths of action or karma that pertain to devotion or bhakti and worship or upasana.
That word upasana is the combination of two words, upa meaning near and asana meaning seat or seated. The word upasana therefore literally means seated near. Near to whom? Near to God, to Guru. And this does not mean physically sitting near God or Guru, but it means that the feeling of closeness to God or Guru grows in intensity when we meditate.
So now, as we join in bhajan once again, feel Sadgurudeva Puja Sri Swamiji so near to you that there is no physical separation between you. Feel at one with him as with focus, with devotion, you join Puja Sri Bala Swamiji as he leads us in today's next bhajan, the lyrics to which you can find by entering bhajan ID number 716 on the Bhajan Mala app or website.
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕುಲಭೂಷಣ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕುಲಭೂಷಣ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ನಾಮನ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕುಲಭೂಷಣ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ನಾಮನ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕುಲಭೂಷಣ
ಕನ್ನಡಾಂಬೆ ತೊಟ್ಟಿಲಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾವೇರಿಯ ಮಡಿಲಲ್ಲಿ
ಕನ್ನಡಾಂಬೆ ತೊಟ್ಟಿಲಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾವೇರಿಯ ಮಡಿಲಲ್ಲಿ
ಜಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿಯ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೂಗುತ್ತಿರುವ ದತ್ತನ
ಜಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿಯ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತೂಗುತ್ತಿರುವ ದತ್ತನ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕುಲಭೂಷಣ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ನಾಮನ ನೊಂದ ಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಮದ್ದಾಗುವ ಹಸಿದವನಿಗೆ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಡುವ
ನೊಂದ ಮನಕ್ಕೆ ಮದ್ದಾಗುವ ಹಸಿದವನಿಗೆ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಡುವ
ಪ್ರೇಮ ಭಕ್ತಿಗೊಲಿದು ಬರುವ ತಾಯಿ ತಂದೆ ತಾನಾಗುವ
ಪ್ರೇಮ ಭಕ್ತಿಗೊಲಿದು ಬರುವ ತಾಯಿ ತಂದೆ ತಾನಾಗುವ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕುಲಭೂಷಣ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ನಾಮನ.
ತಂದನ ತಂದನ ತೋ ತಂದನ ತಂದನ ತೋ ತಂದಾನೋ ತಂದಾನೆ ತಂದನ ತಂದನ ತೋ ತಂದಾನೋ ತಂದಾನೆ ತಂದನ ತಂದನ ತೋ.
ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯನ್ನು ರೋಗಿಗಳಿಗೆ ವೈದ್ಯವನ್ನು,
ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯನ್ನು ರೋಗಿಗಳಿಗೆ ವೈದ್ಯವನ್ನು,
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಂತಸವನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಗಳನ್ನು,
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಂತಸವನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಗಳನ್ನು.
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಕುಲಭೂಷಣ.
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಶ್ರೀ ಗಣಪತಿ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ನಾಮನ.
ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ 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 ಕಾಣಬನ್ನಿ.
Yesterday, the one who composed and rendered that enchanting bhajan celebrated his 46th birthday. Yet today, he is the one who has gifted us, as we were able to enjoy and participate in Nama Sankirtanam, that ever-uplifting practice, thanks to his divine composition glorifying the Divine Master himself, Sadgurudeva, Paramapujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji. You are tuned in to Datta Arpanam on 103.1 FM.
Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music, and teachings of Paramapuja Sri Swamiji, comes to you at 6 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time every Sunday right here on 103.1 FM. Today's episode is being sponsored by Samtran Insurance Brokers Limited, Debe Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, and Koke Supermart Limited. Heartfelt gratitude goes out to them as it does to you, dear listener, for joining with us today. Today, inspired by the 91st shloka of Shatashloki Ramayanam, the glories of Lord Rama and of Ramayanam continue to be shared.
Both Sri Rama and Sita Devi possessed extraordinary and supernatural qualities. Because of this, they remained worshipful for everyone. Earlier you heard that Ramayana is also called Samhita Ramayana. Well, since through her character, behavior and traits, Sita Devi served as an ideal for all women in this world, Ramayana is also known as Sitaya Charitram, or the story of Sita.
The demon Ravana believed that subduing dharma was his priority in life. Treading the path of adharma, he tortured saints, women, and the downtrodden. Since Ramayana pertains to the destruction of such a demon, it takes the name Pulastya Vadha. Pulastya was the grandfather of Ravana, and the word Vadha means destruction.
When the twins Kusha and Lava were rendering the story of Ramayanam in the form of a song, all the citizens of Ayodhya came out to listen to it. Rama sat on the floor amidst the crowd and listened to this composition. As Valmiki Maharishi is a Trikala Jnani, meaning he knows the past, present and future, he was able to compose Ramayanam while Lord Rama was still ruling over Ayodhya.
Maharishi Valmiki told Kusha and Lava about the events which would take place in the future. Then, through song, the boys informed others about the future events as well.
Through constant recollection of the traits possessed by Sri Rama and by singing his glory at all times, the citizens of Ayodhya were eternally in a state of bliss or ananda. Their life was untouched by sorrows. Neither the young, nor the old, nor the birds, nor the animals ever had to face a sorrowful experience. There were no troubles of any kind during Rama's rule. The faces of the citizens reflected this joy and bliss. There was no confusion or commotion in their life. Their hearts were absolutely pure and their mind was solely focused on Rama. Due to this, the question of a son predeceasing his father did not arise. In other words, no father ever grieved for his son. Women always obeyed their husband. They behaved in a manner that was joyful to their husbands. A husband was considered a form of divinity and worshipped. The women were chaste or pativrata. Therefore, no woman was widowed. Such was the greatness of Rama Rajya or Rama's rule. Om Sita Rama Bhyam Namaha.
Listeners, on a recent episode of Datta Arpanam, when the story of Lord Rama returning to Ayodhya was being shared, you heard that we should consider our hearts and our minds to be the place where the Lord dwells. He is everywhere, no doubt, but if we see Him, feel Him as dwelling within us, then feelings of differences start to melt away. So, what is Puja Appaji telling us about that period when Lord Rama ruled over Ayodhya? He is telling us that God or Guru should rule over our hearts and minds. We should appoint him king of our thoughts, words, and deeds. Let those be the citizens under his rule. And when we coronate the Lord in this way, when, like the citizens of Ayodhya, we constantly think of and sing the praises of the Lord, then eternal Ananda or eternal bliss will also be with us all. Let us practice this right now as we join once again in worship.
రామనామము అఖిల బ్రహ్మాండైక భాగ్యము రామనామము రామనామము అఖిల బ్రహ్మాండైక భాగ్యము రామనామము రామనామము అఖిల బ్రహ్మాండైక భాగ్యము రామనామము రామనామము అఖిల బ్రహ్మాండైక భాగ్యము జనతకు అమృత సరము అష్ట సిద్ధుల నొసగు వరము ఆర్త జనతకు అమృత సరము అష్ట సిద్ధుల నొసగు వరము జీవకోటికి మోక్షధనము సచ్చిదానందకారకనము జీవకోటికి మోక్షధనము సచ్చిదానందకారకనము రామనామము రామనామము అఖిల బ్రహ్మాండైక భాగ్యము 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 అఖిల బ్రహ్మాండైక భాగ్యము అఖిల బ్రహ్మాండైక భాగ్యము
Jai Guru Datta. As today's episode of Datta Arpanam approaches its end, pranams and gratitude are offered at the divine feet of beloved Sadguru Deva, Parama Puja Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji and Shri 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 Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji, without whose teachings, compassion, love, guidance and music, this program would not exist.
Pranams to you, Puja Appaji and Sri Bala Swamiji. Kindly forgive any errors which may have been committed in preparing or in sharing today's episode of Datta Arpanam, and please guide us to avoid such errors in the future.
Special thanks are extended to the staff at 103.1 FM and to the sponsors of Datta Arpanam, Samson Insurance Brokers Limited, Debe Supermart Limited, Valini's Drug Mart Limited, and Kokie Supermart Limited.
And of course, dear listener, your company this morning was truly appreciated. Thank you.
Remember, if you would like to listen to today's offering again, the podcast will be uploaded to 103.1 FM's website tomorrow evening. To access it on the radio station's website, visit www.103fm.tt, click on Podcast, and scroll down to Datta Arpanam. Alternatively, you can also access the link via the Datta Arpanam Facebook page.
Once again, everyone, thank you for tuning in today. You are invited to please tune in to 103.1 FM again next Sunday at 6 a.m. Atlantic Standard Time for another episode of Datta Arpanam, a showcase of the life, music, and teachings of His Holiness Parama Pujya Shri 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 Ganapati Satchidananda Swamiji.
Jai Guru Datta.
Shri Guru Datta. Harihi Om Tat Sat.
नमः सवित्रे जगदेकचक्षुषे जगत्प्रसूतिस्थितिनाशहेतवे त्रयीमयाय त्रिगुणात्मधारिणे विरिञ्चि नारायण शङ्करात्मने ततो युद्धपरिश्रान्तं समरे चिन्तया स्थितं रावणं चाग्रतो दृष्ट्वा युद्धाय समुपस्थितम् दैवतैश्च समागम्य द्रष्टुमभ्यागतो रणम् उपागम्य ब्रवीद्राममगस्त्यो भगवान् ऋषिः राम राम महाबाहो शृणु गुह्यं सनातनम् येन सर्वानरीन्वत्स समरे विजयिष्यसि आदित्यहृदयं पुण्यम् सर्वशत्रुविनाशनम् जयावहं जपे नित्यमक्षय्यं परमं शिवम् सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्यम् सर्वपापप्रणाशनम् चिन्ताशोकप्रशमनमायुर्वर्धनमुत्तमम् रश्मिमन्तं समुद्यन्तं देवासुरनमस्कृतम् पूजयस्व विवस्वन्तम् भास्करं भुवनेश्वरम् सर्वदेवात्मको ह्येष तेजस्वी रश्मिभावनः एष देवासुरगणान् लोकान् पाति गभस्तिभिः एष ब्रह्मा च विष्णुश्च शिवस्कन्दः प्रजापतिः महेन्द्रो धनदः कालो यमः सोमो ह्यपाम्पतिः पितरो वसवः साध्या ह्यश्विनौ मरुतो मनुः वायुर्वह्निः प्रजाः प्राण ऋतुकर्ता प्रभाकरः आदित्यः सविता सूर्यः खगः पूषा गभस्तिमान् सुवर्णसदृशो भानुः हिरण्यरेता दिवाकरः हरितस्वः सहस्रार्चि सप्तसप्तिर्मरीचिमान् तिमिरोन्मथनः शम्भुस्त्वष्टा मार्ताण्ड अंशुमान् हिरण्यगर्भः शिशिरस्तपनो भास्करो रविः अग्निगर्भोदितेः पुत्रः शङ्खः शिशिरनाशनः व्योमनाथस्तमो भेदी ऋग्यजुस्सामपारगः घनवृष्टिरपां मित्रो विन्ध्यवीथी प्लवङ्गमः आतपी मण्डली मृत्युः पिङ्गळः सर्वतापनः कविर्विश्वो महातेजा रक्तः सर्वभवोद्भवः नक्षत्रग्रहताराणामधिपो विश्वभावनः तेजसामपि तेजस्वी द्वादशात्मन्नमोऽस्तु ते नमः पूर्वाय गिरये पश्चिमायाद्रये नमः ज्योतिर्गणानां पतये दिनाधिपतये नमः। जयाय जय भद्राय हर्यश्वाय नमो नमः। नमो नमः सहस्रांशो आदित्याय नमो नमः। नमः उग्राय वीराय सारंगाय नमो नमः। नमः पद्मप्रबोधाय मार्ताण्डाय नमो नमः। ब्रह्मेशानाच्युतेशाय सूर्यायादित्यवर्चसे भास्वते सर्वभक्षाय रौद्राय वपुषे नमः। तमोघ्नाय हिमघ्नाय शत्रुघ्नाय अमितात्मने कृतघ्नघ्नाय देवाय ज्योतिषां पतये नमः। तप्तचामीकराभाय वह्नये विश्वसाक्षिणे नमस्तमोभिनिघ्नाय रुचये लोकसाक्षिणे। नाशयत्येष वैभूतं तदेव सृजति प्रभुः। पायत्येष तपत्येष वर्षत्येष गभस्तिभिः। येष सुप्तेषु जागर्ति भूतेषु परिनिष्ठितः। येष चैवाग्निहोत्रञ्च फलं चैवाग्निहोत्रिणाम्। वेदाश्च क्रतवश्चैव क्रतूनां फलमेव च। यानि कृत्यानि लोकेषु सर्व एष रविः प्रभुः। येन मापत्सु कृच्छ्रेषु कान्तारेषु भयेषु च। कीर्तयन् पुरुषः कश्चिन्नावसीदति राघव। पूजयस्वैनमेकाग्रो देवदेवं जगत्पतिम्। एतत्त्रिगुणितं जप्त्वा युद्धेषु विजयिष्यसि। अस्मिन् क्षणे महाबाहो रावणं त्वं वधिष्यसि। एवमुक्त्वा तदागस्त्यो जगाम च यथागतम्। एतच्छ्रुत्वा महातेजा नष्टशोको भवत्तदा। धारयामास सुप्रीतो राघवः प्रयतात्मवान्। आदित्यं प्रेक्ष्य जप्त्वा तु परं हर्षमवाप्तवान्। त्रिराचम्य शुचिर्भूत्वा धनुरादाय वीर्यवान्। रावणं प्रेक्ष्य हृष्टात्मा युद्धाय समुपागमत्। सर्वयत्नेन महता वधे तस्य धृतोऽभवत्। अथ रविरवदन्निरीक्ष्य रामं मुदितमनाः परमं प्रहृष्यमाणः। निशिचरपति संक्षयं विदित्वा सुरगणमध्यगतो वचस्त्वरेति। इत्यार्षे श्रीमद् रामायणे युद्धकाण्डे आदित्यहृदयस्तोत्रं सम्पूर्णम्। ध्येयः सदा सवितृमण्डलमध्यवर्ती नारायणः सरसिजासनसन्निविष्टः। केयूरवान् मकरकुण्डलवान् किरीटी हारी हिरण्मयवपुर्धृतशङ्खचक्रः। मित्ररविसूर्यभानुखगपूष हिरण्यगर्भमरीच्यादित्यसवित्रर्कभास्करेभ्यो नमो नमः। शिवाय रुद्राय 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 नमः। ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ 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 ಹರಿ ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್